Hello, Street Fighters. Thanks for being here. Hope you're ready for a street fight. I can't believe we're back in the studio. We were on our West Coast tour last week. We just got back on Monday. Had Tuesday to relax. And then Wednesday, my kid didn't have school. So I'm still in a whirlwindy type mood, but I'm glad to be back from the West Coast. We had a lot of fun with people that came out. We'll definitely be getting into that. For those of you that don't know who we are, my name is Brett Payne. This is Brian Quinby. We're Street Fight Radio, the #1 anarcho comedy radio show on any station across the nation. You can watch the live stream of our show on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, or YouTube. We will be reading articles about the shape of the earth, cryptozoological animals, racist police, and getting rid of the government. So please join us on our quest to spread this mess across the U.S. and make sure that every worker is paid equally. I guess. I don't know. That's too much. It's just, it started with us talking in a basement is really what it is, and now it's like a revolution. No, that's too much too.
A couple of guys chatting.
Yeah,
really,
it's a chat
at
show.
Its core, it's just a couple of guys talking. For the people watching on the stream right now, which you can at free every Wednesday. I'm wearing a hood. My hood is up right now because I'm sick, and it's just my little, it makes me feel comfortable. I've had the same dinner 3 nights in a row because it makes me feel comfortable.
Makes sense.
I do comfort food when I'm sick. I'm a baby, first of all, because I feel like I should never get sick because I'm powerful, right?
Well,
in my mind, I think, nah, man, I'm hardly ever sick. Everybody else is always like, oh, I'm sick. And I was like, for me, it's like I'm never sick. So when I get there, I'm like, oh, wow, I really let myself down this time.
Dude, my kid, you got it from me, and my kid's in kindergarten. She gets the newest parasites and bacteria. She's got the best shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I know, I don't usually get them.
Your immune system hasn't seen this shit.
Yeah, I don't usually get them. If we weren't sharing a room for 10 days at an airplane, I probably wouldn't have got it from you. My body would have been able to fight it, but it definitely couldn't. My body wasn't able to fight it. You know what I mean?
Sure. I had you outnumbered.
Yeah, but I'll be fine. I've been having ramen noodles.
Okay.
And peanut butter sandwiches for dinner.
Okay.
Every day, and those naked or Odwalla or naked or those smoothies.
Yes.
C Boost.
Okay. Vitamin C in me,
right. Drinking it with it.
I've heard that.
And that's basically what I'm living on right now until I get everything back. I'm so close to being back to normal too, except for my head feels like it's full of something that I just want to come out.
What's your ramen flavor?
Chicken.
Oof.
That's the only one I know, man. Beef tastes like pee.
Yeah.
It does. It totally
Did you
tastes
find
like pee.
Yeah, I think I got it.
And chicken is just the kind I always had. So
Okay.
I always just do chicken.
My
'cause
mom
that's what
bought
I'm used
chicken
to.
too. That was we had it at the house. But once I got my own, I'm not a chicken man. I just do vegetable now though. So.
Well, you're a vegetarian. Though.
Right. Or the spicy kimchi ones. They got those sometimes.
Okay, I don't want to eat kimchi right now. I just want to
clear
eat.
you up, dude. You need to be fermented.
I need to eat that ramen noodle.
You
I
need
just
fermentation.
want the most bland thing. A peanut butter sandwich on whole grain and on 12 grain.
Why don't
bread.
you do jelly?
I don't like jelly, dude.
Oh my god, so picky.
What? I don't like jelly. I'm not even complaining.
Peanut butter
about
was
it
made for
either.
jelly. Peanut butter was made for jelly.
No, peanut butter is a perfectly suitable thing to make a sandwich out of. People do it. A lot of people make peanut butter sandwiches. I never liked jelly.
It's gonna have
man.
more than one ingredient to be a sandwich.
I never liked
Otherwise,
jelly
it's
in
just
my
like
entire fucking
Food
life.
pellet.
Yeah, it's just something I'm bad at. I
So we're back from the West Coast.
guess. That was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was like an adventure.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It felt like a decade, right? And that's not saying here's the thing. We had a ton of fun together. It wasn't it's not that hard for us to get along for a week. So, because that's what people always assume when touring is hard, right?
Yeah.
Is that like it's because you're in a band and you're not like it's hard to get along with the other people you're on the road with. But for me and you, that's not really all that hard to do. So we're okay in that department.
True.
But it's just we're both exhausted and want to go home the whole time too.
It is really hard to eat just like stuff that comes out of packages or like, restaurant food. Like not just to have, like you said, a stable, simple ingredient,
Yeah, you want to be
And,
able
like-
to go and into your house and have like a vegetable with your food that doesn't
Right.
come out of isn't like a carrot.
Not like
and vegetable.
I don't want deep fried Brussels sprouts with
No.
with aioli sauce. I just want roasted ones in the oven.
There near the end, you were like so bummed with the food by the last day. We were just like, I just want to go home. Like we loved LA a lot. Like I love the whole West Coast. You people are amazing. You don't get very drunk, which I love.
Yeah, there was
you know?
not a lot of like obnoxious or too plastered people at all.
Nobody hung all over me at this show. I didn't have anybody like hanging on me or making me hug them or doing any kind of like uncomfortable stuff because they're not drunk. They all basically wake up and start getting high and don't stop until they go to bed, that doesn't
That's not-
affect me at all.
See, but that's the thing I thought that was neat is that wasn't everybody.
No.
That was the people that we hang around.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was cool though, is that like there wasn't people smoking joints on every corner at all. I didn't. I was the only person like openly smoking joints everywhere I went that I saw.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the neighborhoods we were in, everybody seemed high, and nobody turned down weed the whole time we were there. Well, I mean, no, I don't smoke as much anyway, but I'm saying any of the people we hung out with didn't turn down weed, I guess. The people we went and did their shows and stuff like that were all like into weed.
Sure. Well, I'm just saying that's the scumbags we run with, but we're not like the majority of people out there.
That's true. We are not the majority. Well, me and you probably are straight white men. Straight cis white men or whatever. We are that, hetero, cis white het males. We are actually the majority of people out there. But I know what you're saying. I was just being a joker about that. What else did we like, man? Portland, your weed scene is pretty good. I mean, I'm like, I only got to spend a few hours in Portland, but I liked it there. And is that where somebody gave us the floppy disk?
Yes, that was.
See, that's interesting as hell. It's so weird. Like I told my wife, like somebody gave us a image on the thing that you could stick in a computer and it would be our image.
It's a floppy disk that has a label that says Street Fight Radio with portraits of us. And he said the file on the disc is just a high-res version of the photo.
Right. And I told my
That
wife.
was pretty cool.
And I was like, yeah, it's one of the coolest things we've ever been given just because it's so weird. And she's like, where at? And I was like, Portland. It just seemed like it made sense that it came from Portland. Portland seems like the type of place.
Well, if that makes sense. Well, Eugene gave us a dab rig.
Yeah, Eugene was something.
Someone rolled up with the whole dab rig.
I walked
thank
up
you,
a
Rick.
butte in Eugene.
Thank you, Rick. That's who we walked
Rick.
with. Yeah,
Thank you, buddy.
We had fun. Bev, too.
Yeah, we went on a walk with them, and I was exhausted, but I made it through and got to the end, and then went and laid down afterwards and did a good show. All the shows were good. It was very fun. We'll do it more. We're doing more touring this year. I said it on my page, but Dallas, Houston, Austin, New York, like those are definites. 100% definites that are happening soon. And then there's other stuff we're kind of thinking about doing. So,
Yeah.
more live shit from us.
I need to buckle down and get it all done.
More live shit from us in 2019.
Yeah.
Like way
we had
more.
fun. We made money, and it was worth it. We got to meet a lot of cool people, and it was a really good time, and I want to do it again.
Yeah. We want to go to Texas.
And it sucks to come back here where the weed there is like so prevalent. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah. I want to be a cowboy, baby. Like, that's my favorite Vine, by the way.
Okay.
Just look that up. We're going to Texas, and I will be singing cowboy the whole time I'm there. But I've been to Texas, and I like it there, so that's cool. What do you say we do some stuff?
Sure.
Man.
Let's do some
What's
stuff.
going on in the news? What did we miss over the week? I've been kind of trying to catch up, but it always is like it doesn't matter anymore. I told somebody yesterday that I closed it. I told somebody yesterday that like basically what happened was we went and left for the West Coast. When we left, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was dancing.
Right.
And then when we got back, Donald Trump was serving football players cheeseburgers.
Yep.
So that's our polls.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what we know.
That's
the stuff in between.
Nothing that happened between her dancing and the cheeseburgers. Don't know what happened. Can't comment on that stuff.
Right.
He did serve those cheeseburgers, though, didn't he?
It's so
I love
chintzy,
that.
man. So chintzy.
I mean, he bought thousands of them.
He
It's
spent
expensive.
the cheapest
He spent-
amount of money. It's
Right.
He could have just bought one nice fucking hamburger instead of feeding them 10 Big Macs.
I agree with that. I could have hired a chef and
Yeah.
did it. I wonder if he was
Really
being
could.
cheap. Because I didn't get the vibe. I showed you the
He's
video
just
earlier.
delusional.
I felt like he was proud of himself.
Yeah.
I think that he thinks that kids, college students, these are college students, love bad food. Because that's always been the traditional way of thinking of college students. Oh, they love McDonald's and Burger King. You know what I mean? That's all they eat. No, I don't think that's true anymore. I think that there are fast food experiences that college students enjoy. They like the Chipotle, they like the Five Guys, they like the BB Bop, you know? That's like their level of stuff.
Yeah.
But he, I think, thought he was doing a really cool, good thing. But he was, like, being cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just not the best gesture.
No, I agree.
But I at the same time, like it's a big hit. I remember, lots of my family get-togethers and funerals and weddings being catered by KFC. So I mean, I can't say I'm any better than it.
Right. Well, I think the thing I'd like to get into more is that, like he said, this is all just great American food.
Yeah.
Like the explanation for why he's done it now is that, like, he's so proud to be an American, he wants to serve the most American thing.
Right.
And I'm like, that is the world we live in, where that garbage is what we're proud. We're proud of fucking putting trash out into, like, that food isn't supposed to be considered, like, I don't know.
People
It's
love it.
Not supposed to be
Kids
considered
love
the
it.
best stuff out there, right? It's not the thing
No,
you
I
want
don't
to be
think-
tied to.
And talk to any doctors or anybody that knows about the human body, and they wouldn't recommend you go there.
Right. Well, I mean, all of them say anything's fine in moderation, and I agree. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think that's what I want to be.
I just don't
The
like.
picture of what we are as people. Like, that's the food.
But we can
of us
guarantee
as
it, man.
people.
24/7. Don't taste the same everywhere in the fucking country.
That's what we're proud of.
That's what we're proud of.
I mean, but that's American. It's really America saying, like,
used to
we're
be-
fine with mediocrity as long as it's, like, convenient. As
I
long
think
as
so.
it's fast, I don't care what it tastes like.
Yeah.
That's what they're really saying, that's the way we all think, too. Everybody that eats at Taco Bell a lot in the middle of the night knows, well, there's only one place I can go in the middle of the night, really,
Right.
and grab some stuff. Nobody thinks it's great. And I just think that, like, it's depressing to see, like, the president is supposed to be,
I mean,
like,
like if you came to my house, if the Clemson football team came to my house, I would whip up some fucking food, right?
yeah,
I'd fucking have everybody I know, like, we're going to make a full fucking spread. I need help from everybody.
yeah.
But we're going to cook this thing together, right?
I mean, isn't there, like, you can't hire a chef to do
They were
this
off
thing?
and furloughed or something, right? I think
Well,
that's
no,
what
nobody can work because the government shut down, I mean, he was getting around the government being shut down, which
Yeah.
is basically, that's a whole thing that's also happening that, like, I don't think I even fully grasp. It seems really bleak. It seems like it went from being like, Is he really going to let because like I said, I missed a lot of news. It seemed like it went like, is he really going to let this government shut down to like, now it's like really dire. Like nobody's getting paid right now. Air traffic controllers aren't getting paid. TSA agents aren't getting paid. Like anybody that works for the federal government is like not getting paid. And it's crazy. Like they're talking about now, like TSA agents are listening to like, they're calling off like listening to rap music at
really
the
loudly.
thing,
Yeah.
like without cutting the cusses out. And it's like, it really makes me want to do a general strike. It's like, man, we could grind this fucking thing to a halt. Like we're going to start seeing, I mean, a lot of people hopefully will start seeing how powerful, because I mean, it has to feel pretty powerless when your job is like,
Why are they going to work though? Why,
I don't know.
Because they'll lose their job or something?
I mean, yeah. I would imagine that they're being forced to go to work.
So, like...
If they want to keep the job, I'm sure they're like,
right.
you can go home
Sure,
if you don't want to keep your job, you know? Like if you...
But they're just getting like on a promise to pay right now? Or like... If,
yeah,
who knows
I think
if they'll ever
so.
get paid?
We'll pay you when the government fucking cranks back up.
Got it.
It sucks. It's got to be a real shitty position to be in because, you know... They said people are calling off. I know other people say calling out. They say people are calling off now.
Right.
Because they're like, I need to do something else to like actually make money now. This hobby isn't making me any
it's
money.
taking up a lot of time, and I'm watching my bills pile up.
This hobby of screaming at people at the airport isn't paying my bills anymore.
Not gonna do it.
Like it's crazy. It is crazy. Like I would really start. I don't know. Like how many weeks do you have to go without a check for it to start really breaking your back and you deciding like, what am I going to do here? Because there's no possibility to get the check either.
Can we have them like reestablish themselves outside of the United States government, and then we can just pay the money to them and stop paying our taxes?
That would be awesome if we can be like, look, y'all, we'll pay you. Donate to our Patreon and we'll do this. We'll start a new country. Basically.
Right, we can. We will.
We'll be like, we'll just pay the whole thing.
We'll pay people to do
better
like
than the
good
government.
jobs. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just cut out the government. Like, oh yeah, don't bother turning back on.
Yeah.
Because it really is just a soap opera to those people. It feels like there's a certain amount of people. Because last week I was like trapped in hotel TV world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like all they think you want to watch there is the news or sports. Those are the two things they think anybody wants to fucking watch. Those are the only channels you fucking get. And I was watching so much news, and like I hadn't watched cable news in a really long time, and it really felt like a soap opera. It felt like I was watching soap operas. Like
no, it did. I saw more of the Russian stuff than I've seen in a very long time. Like earnest conversations for 20 minutes. I think I sat there and just stared at the TV while they talked about Russia shit.
I know,
fucking wild.
It's hard to turn away in a weird way, but yeah, I was watching that when they had like a professor on just to talk about Russia. And they were just talking about like Russia's really bad, you know, on MSNBC.
Right, but back to the shutdown though. You're right. Is that they're just selling it as, you know, Trump as a character. Like, is he going too far? Is he throwing a fit and all this stuff? But it's like people are showing up to bread lines. You know, they're like the employees that. You know, a lot of them do provide services that we like. Some of them are very helpful.
I mean, well, when food stamps don't come in, what then happens?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's going to be a huge problem.
Yeah. And that's going to happen if they don't figure this out by the end of the month. I mean, it might happen anyway. It might be too late. I mean, we're halfway through the month to get all the work done. I guess they're probably all just going in and doing the work,
getting ready,
and not getting paid, and they'll just be able to turn the fucking thing on as soon as. But that's not how the government ever works.
They've done the shutdown a few times though.
We've
been through this drama before. Obama did it twice.
I know, but I don't feel like it was this long. This one feels long to me.
We got to look at the numbers on. Let
me get some government shutdown numbers up on here.
I don't read anything. I hate the government, man. Whenever it gets me thinking about it.
You're mad now. I'm thinking about the goddamn government.
I mean, yeah, there's like lots of useful stuff that's in there, but
the previous U.S. federal government the previous so the longest one was in 1995 to 1996. It was a 16-day long shutdown. And this one...
we might go 16. 16 is not a big number.
16 does not feel like it's going to go that long. Yeah. So it looks like I'm getting to the newest one. The shutdown.
What's the ones I went through? 2013.
2013
How long did
was.
that go? I think I was in Texas for that shit, man.
You remember that one?
Yeah, man, they were really going in on it.
Yeah, they were pissed about it. So from October 1st to October 17th, that was the 16-day
Okay.
federal government shutdown. It seems like they're always shutting it down now,
No,
too,
they
by
do.
the way.
No,
We
that's
said
some new
this
shit.
in 2013. It's like, God damn, now it's like every time something goes to happen, you guys are like, let's shut down the goddamn government. You know, why
See,
don't
but yeah, we need to start using this power though for like good, you know, not over for like border walls and shit.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you know what this sort of tactic reminds me of? You know how when you're watching TV, like you're at your buddy's house or something, you're watching a football game or you're watching something on TV, and then all of a sudden a scroll comes across the bottom of the screen, and it's like, DirecTV don't want you to have WSYX channel 6.
Sure.
And then like it's those two companies arguing with each other on your TV.
Right, right.
Like that's what this feels like now. Is they're like, we'll shut the goddamn government down. I don't care.
Right, right.
You know, I'll fucking do it. I'll do it 100 fucking time.
And you're like, guy, you're gonna keep it going.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
pay the fucking people, dude.
So this one's okay. So that the federal government shutdown last year was 2 days long.
Oh,
there
they did
was
one
one
last
last
year?
year.
Yeah, see, they're-
they're always doing it, dude. They're just
like,
willing
stop
to
the
do
game.
it. You know what I mean? So yeah, the longest one was 3 weeks long. And so we're probably getting close to that.
I don't know.
This one started on December 22nd, 2018.
Oh shit, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're close. We're over
So,
then. We're
yeah.
over 16.
January 22nd, 2018 is when this started. And now we're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 plus. Today's the 16th. Oh, yeah. This is the longest federal government shutdown ever now. This is the longest one.
See,
Yeah.
I'm also worried about, someone should be looking at the food. Cause
They're not,
just fucked
though.
up. They just fucked that shit up.
The FDA?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. You start thinking about like romaine lettuce.
Yeah.
But then again, do we really trust the FDA to be looking at the food?
No, they fucked it up the first time.
Yeah, the FDA don't do anything except for try to get states to ban kratom.
Right.
It's like the whole of the FDA's job, you know. And like we've said this before, but the DEA is still running. The FBI is still running.
Yeah, the bullshit.
The war fighters are still fighting. Like all that stuff still happens. Just regular people aren't getting paid. The people that like work for social services and stuff like that aren't getting paid. And again, if people don't get their fucking food stamps because these people are fucking having an argument, because it really is just like elite people having an argument with each other.
No,
and then like all of these regular people's
stuck.
lives are in a balance, and you're just seeing them all willing to fucking like gamble people's lives and or like have people's lives be a part of like this.
Talking about missing rent and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, people are straight up missing rent. And like they're not going to build this wall, dude. So I honestly don't know. I really don't fucking know when this thing could end, cuz it seems like we got a dude in office that I don't think likes to take losses. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like he's not the type of guy that's going to be like, "Fine, we're not going to build the wall. Let's start the government back up." But now they won't let him give his State of the Union, actually. And they think that's going to affect him. Like, he cares.
Oh.
So, let's hope. Let's hope this dude, I don't know. It's like, it sucks to hope that they get the government running again.
Well,
But I want people to be taking, now they're paying?
yeah, I just found an article on CNN that said they've signed the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act of 2019, which would provide back pay to federal employees affected by the partial government
Oh,
shutdown.
that's back pay, though.
Yeah.
They still got to get the thing running to get the back pay.
Sure.
So this thing still has to run.
Right, right.
It's like, man, keep
Fine.
it shut long enough and people will be like, I don't know.
I know. I think people are already thinking that. I had somebody say that to me actually today.
Yeah.
They were like, I understand I'm in like fully privileged and all this shit, but still, it's just kind of like, Donald Trump is the leader of that government. Maybe it should be shut down.
You're right. That's the way I think too. It's like, oh, that government does suck, man. I mean, we're watching Donald Trump and like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi argue back and forth with each other.
If they're gonna keep doing this, we have to be able to just seize it. The next time this shit happens, we need to be able to just like step in with new fucking government.
Yeah,
to offer everybody a new deal.
Hey, it's the new government.
Can we get Ocasio-Cortez to turn heel on him?
She won't. She's good enough. She's doing what she has to do.
No, but I'm saying, but if we can get her to switch sides and bring all of the people.
Oh, like so that she's like, she is just like, okay, the government shut down. I'm gonna start this new government.
Yep.
And I got these people on my side, and brings out some heavy hitters.
Yep.
From the back.
Yep.
I get what you're saying. I would be into that. I mean, I don't know. I don't want her to be the president. I don't want anybody to be the president.
That's true.
I want to get rid of the presidency, which I think is now a possibility.
People will listen to you.
Weird.
People know what you mean why you say that, you know.
Right. Well, no, I'm saying like when I was a kid in the 90s, in the late 90s, even like 2000, most of the 2010s, non-starter. It's like, I think we should abolish the presidency, right? Like you just never having that conversation. It's not going to happen. But now in 2019, we can have that conversation. Like, I think people would be like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that bad of an idea to abolish the presidency. We don't really need him. He doesn't really do anything good.
Things have flipped street fight. We've said that before.
Yeah, the whole world now.
People are into it.
Willing to have the conversation about getting rid of the president. And then it's like get rid of the Senate after that, because the Senate is another thing that's like,
crumb bums, man. Those guys suck. Gals too.
I was standing out in California, vaping weed outside of a bar, and I was just like talking to this person who was really into like improv comedy and stuff like that.
Nice.
That was like in the scene, that was doing stuff. And like, I realized that my life, she had grown up in LA and stuff. And I just realized like, we have like nothing in common. We're like two different species, like aliens to each other.
Sure.
Why should my vote have anything to do with how her life goes?
I agreed.
You know? And I just started thinking about like, because even to a higher extent, like my vote means more than somebody in California does for no fucking reason.
Right.
I don't have their life. It's way different than my life. Like we're not all the fucking same. This is such a fucking huge mass of land to be governed by just like one party, you know?
Yeah. Or 100 people in the Senate to call that enough, you know?
Yeah.
Like
it's so wildly different from place to place. Like I don't have any right to tell fucking people in Cleveland how to live their life, to tell you the truth.
I agree with you 100%. You know? Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, Cleveland is far away from here. They're different from us as people. I don't think we can still. Then now you're like, well, you know, if we broke the thing apart, then wouldn't it be harder to travel freely around? It's like, no, we don't have to make those laws.
Yeah.
Like we don't even have to make those fucking laws. No border control laws. Fuck it. Move it around. You go where you want to go.
Yeah, new shit.
You can even keep the lines on the map and the names of the states so that we know where we're going. I'm not even against all that. Just that the borders don't mean anything. And the people are... I just don't understand why... Like, I'm in the same pool as somebody from fucking Los Angeles, California. Or Brooklyn, New York. Or fucking Tallahassee, Florida. Or New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yeah, they have a different idea of how they want life to be down there, for sure.
I know, or New Hampshire, or Iowa. Like, we're all so fucking different, and we're being stifled by this thing. Like, we're not able to live up to our full potential because this thing stops us at every fucking turn. from recognizing that like we can organize within like just the people that we can see, and that will like spread. I you know, I don't have like a big idea for government. I just feel like there's no reason that my opinion should mean any more than anybody else on their life. You know?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just different. We live our lives differently too. I'm not saying they live their lives better than ours,
Sure.
or we live our lives better than them. I'm saying like a person's life is and concerns and everything about their like way of living and their work in LA is completely different from Columbus. And like it's so evident too when you travel around and people tell you about their jobs. It's like everybody's doing different shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Different world.
So yeah, I don't know. It's
I agree.
frustrating. We should let it stay shut fucking down, right? I'm not Googling Murray Book Chin unless he has a book for a chin, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some stuff that's going on out there in the world. How's that sound to you?
Sounds great. I'm glad you got back to our roots, though, man. I'm really invigorated by that speech you gave there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 1-to-1 handshake government, my friend.
Yeah, 1-to-1 handshake government. That's what I was actually saying. Okay.
What do you got here?
So, as many as 100 healthcare workers have lost their license to practice in Florida because they can't repay their student loans.
Oh God, is that what we want?
That I think that is not what we want.
That's
I don't
what
think
we want. That's what we want. Okay.
Not a single person is asking for this. Nobody. Not anybody. Oh yeah, but less doctors. You know, if you can't pay your bills, I don't want you curing me of disease.
God damn. So,
Investigative reporter Adam Walzer uncovered the state's Board of Health estimates. It suspended between 90 and 120 healthcare licenses, including professional certifications for registered nurses, certified nursing assistants, and pharmacists and opticians in just the past 2 years alone.
how the fuck do you think that someone's going to be able... Like, can't you just garnish their wages or something? How the fuck are they supposed to pay it back if you take away their damn job?
8 years, too. They go to school for 8 years.
Yeah, that's a big money. That's big money, man. That's probably... They want so much nowadays.
Well, they're also taking it from the people that can least sort of afford it in the world, like nurses,
Right.
or nursing assistants, pharmacists, and opticians.
Right.
Like the people that registered nurses, people that still kind of need the money.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, why do that? These fields aren't exactly packed with people wanting to do them.
No.
And like you do have to go through a certain amount of schooling to do it. If you can't fucking pay your student loans, which this is just more proof that those are such a fucking trap. Like
Yeah.
Joe Biden, by the way, is the guy that made them that kind of a trap too. They're a fucking trap.
Yes. Old Joe Biden.
Uncle Joe.
Unky Joe.
Oh, fucking Uncle Joe.
He gave you a first sip of beer, and he also brought a credit card application for you to fill out.
He would not, yeah. He
As
would
soon
love
as you
you
turned
to,
18.
He loves taking advantage of young people. He's like, oh, fuck, we'll give him an Alpine stereo. As soon as he turns 18, that he'll pay for until he's 37.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, maybe you shouldn't have taken the fucking stereo when you were 18. That's
Yeah.
how they act. They like will hand you a bunch of stuff when you're 18, and then they will be like, maybe you shouldn't have taken that stuff. And I was like, no shit, I probably would agree with you.
Yeah, I think so. Now that I think about it, now that I'm being charged $5,000 for $1,000 worth of clothes I put on a credit card,
Yeah.
yeah, I do regret that.
I do. It's a bad decision I made. The same thing with college. I'm like, can I just give you the degree back? I don't need it anymore.
Right, trade it back in.
Yeah, I'll give you all the
I'll
stuff you
return
put
it.
in my head.
What kind of return is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pay part of it. I'll pay part of the $62,000. How about that?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
The I-Team found 12 other states: Alaska, Arkansas, California, Georgia, Hawaii, Iowa, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas still have the power to take away healthcare licenses for unpaid student loans, but officials in those states told ABC Action News they have not suspended any licenses over loan defaults in the past 2 years. And 4 states, Montana, Oklahoma, New Jersey, and North Dakota, have already repealed laws allowing healthcare license suspensions for unpaid student loans.
Criminy, man.
Like, this is such a... Who got that law passed?
What are you
That's
doing?
Like yeah. You would love to have the conversation with the person that got the law fucking passed. Like, somebody, like, what kind of soulless piece of shit had a student, like a Great Lakes associate come to them and be like, hey, I got a fucking great idea. I got a great idea to get the student loan payments we've been trying to get out of people that don't have it.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take away their fucking job, okay? We take away their fucking job. It's a Boston guy for sure. It sounds like such a Boston idea.
Yeah, sounds like it to me.
Hey, we'll take away their fucking job, okay? Pay your loans, baby. We'll give you your job back.
That's how they talk in Boston. It's exactly how they talk there.
Might be in Boston sometime in April, but you know,
my God.
I'll do that accent while I'm there. Now I want to clarify this because there is a clarification at the beginning of the article. It's not good or anything. It says the State Board of Health says about 900 healthcare workers were in danger of losing their license over the past 2 years because they were in default on their student loans. The board clarified that it worked out repayment plans with most of those workers. It estimates the actual number of healthcare license suspensions is between 90 and 120 since November 16th.
So
and let me just say,
hard asses.
Yeah, let me just say, they can't afford it. Still, even though you made repayment plans.
No, they're just going to eat dog food instead.
Yeah, they're just doing whatever they can fucking do to get their medical license back. Because you took it away from them. Because they don't have money.
It's one of those impossible deals there where you're just like, yeah, I guess I can pay $675 a month. I'm going to have to make it work, you know?
I mean, why would anybody become a doctor at that point?
Well, I mean, it's still pretty
it's a passion thing,
it's still pretty successful for a lot of people. I mean, I know plenty of successful people in the field.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, and you know what I'm saying though, right? Like, why? I mean, there's almost like it's like if I got to take out all this loan,
it is a lot of risk, and I think that from what we all know, and when you become a grown person, but for some reason we don't make laws based upon everyone's lived experience, you realize that you make decisions that maybe you don't agree with, and that you might even go and become a fucking doctor and realize you don't like doing anything like that, you know?
I know. I do know that too. There's no such thing as a mistake that happens.
Right, or that you can't do it, or it doesn't work for you, or that it's just not where you need to do. And ruining your fucking chances to have ever a career in that is not the best idea. I just don't see the benefit of it. If they told me they were shitty at it, you know, that's one thing.
Oh, if they were like, we suspended these.
Like, these guys, they don't pay the fucking bills, and then they're just really shitty pharmacists.
You know, fucking bad nurses that are just rude
terrible
all the time,
nurses
in their patients' faces and shit.
Don't pay their bills.
Yeah, we had to get rid of them. But yeah, I just think
I mean, I don't want to be pro garnishment, but like I said, just get your money in other ways.
Yeah, don't take people's jobs away.
Yeah,
I don't want to be pro garnishment. I don't think they should be garnishing people's
No, I'm not,
wages
but I'm just
either. Like they should be forgiving. This debt is so immoral. Student loan debt is like I can't think of anything more immoral than student loan debt.
I mean, there's an amount that could be paid to have you learn a trade and stuff like that, but the amount it goes up every single year and it just doesn't stop.
Yeah, and the amount is so high. It's like the cost of a house. It's like so much to do now. It's so inflated.
Right.
To the point where like I did 4 years and I owe $62,000. Like, god damn.
Yeah,
like
it's a lot of money.
What the fuck? I'll never have that much money ever in my whole life. I don't think. Yeah. And like you look at I can't even like picture ever an opportunity to pay something like that down. Or like my wife's aid ran out before she could even get her degree. So she can't even get her fucking degree unless we pay for the last few classes.
Out of pocket.
Out of pocket, and we don't fucking have a few $1,000s to fucking do that.
Yeah.
I want to, but it's like, fuck, man. We both owe like together like a ton of fucking money. And like I did it at 32, so I deserve it, I guess. You know, I'm stupid.
I mean,
but I think when I think about it though, it infuriates me that they do this to like 18-year-old kids. And like that
especially like, kids that aren't even passionate. I mean, you at least got a lot of knowledge and experience and enrichment out of it. There's people that just go there to like act out for the first time in their lives, you know, and then accrue all that money and then don't even know why they did it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, they've convinced people's parents that they have to go to school no
yeah.
matter what. And then, so if the kid doesn't go to school, they let down the parents, and they saddle people with this debt that like means they don't ever get to do anything. And then they call them lazy and they call them entitled, and like, it's crazy to me. Like, you taught a generation of people that all you need is a degree to get a job that pays enough. And that's just not even true. That world doesn't fucking exist, you know? All you need is a degree. You can get any degree you want as long as... When I was in high school, that's what they told me. They said, you can get any degree you want and find a job. They don't care what it's in. You do what you're interested in and you find a job. And guess what?
It's all transferable, yeah.
When you train a bunch of kids in the liberal arts, like, it makes them think about time and freedom in a different way than people that they don't. And I'm sorry, you trained a bunch of us to think of like what the difference between like the freedom we get from like that liberty can be taken away by more than just the government. You know what I mean? Like, they, you know, that was like one of the very early things I learned in college, where it was like, fuck, man, yeah, like my job is taking like more of my freedom than anything else in the world. I can't use drugs because my job's gonna drug test me. I can't fucking hang out during the day because because my job makes me come there no matter what, no matter the amount of work.
Right.
You know? Like, they take more of my time than anybody else. I'm going to fight my fucking job, and then I'm going to fight the government.
Yeah. And then the promise with these jobs, too, is that there's going to be enough for, like, everybody that gets a bachelor's degree can just have, like, you can now get a job that pays $100,000 a year. And it's like, that's not happening. There's
no
nothing about that
that
happening. And I don't know. Let's get back to the roots of Street Fight here. I mean, I love looking at the graphs and the statistics where you can just see, like, you know, how much money they used to take out of the rich, like what AOC was talking about with the 70% taxes, and, you know, talking about how much we're taking home and all that. And I still just people still don't get it. I just don't know what it actually takes.
I mean,
I feel like we know, like, all the people I know are paying way more for their shit, and they're like stretched thinner, and they're working extra jobs, you know, and people are driving around McDonald's now for a $3 tip.
Yeah.
That's like people's free time is doing that shit.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't know what you were saying there, but you're talking about like Uber Eats.
Yeah, right.
Somebody's fucking sitting in their house at 4:00 in the morning waiting for me to order fucking a McGriddle to be delivered to my house because I'm too stoned to fucking leave.
Yeah, and they give them $2.
Yeah, that is, we don't ask for the input of the people that are in it. This is the same thing when it comes to drugs too, because we just assume, they assume that everybody's so irresponsible about everything. So like, when we talk about should drugs be legal, what should drug policy be and stuff like that, the only people that don't get to talk about that is people who actually use drugs, because we're discredited by saying, oh, he'll say anything just to get the drugs.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's a weird thing too about being in those weed stores on the West Coast, was like, I hit a dab inside of a store and then walked outside. But I did that because I'm confident enough to do that. And I think everybody else that was in there was smoking was like very confident. And it's just one of those infuriating things where, you know, there's a place in the world where they're already living this like better way of life where you can just have access to this shit. And then you come back home and it's not, you know, you're thinking about going to jail, you know?
Yeah.
And we're worried about like all the weed and that we packed on our bags having like an officer waiting for us. Actually, when we were at baggage claim, I heard over the loudspeaker, so-and-so meet an officer over here. And I was just like, oh God, please do not say my fucking name.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get like that whole thing about like the like, weed would be legal here, by the way, where we live, if we had our way, but we have to deal with people in the suburbs who don't want it. And that's what I was talking about earlier, you know, but we just don't listen to anybody. So the people that are in the college loan debt crisis and the things that are happening out there for this
Uh-huh.
are the last people that they would ever listen to. Their input doesn't get included on solutions.
Oh, no.
Solutions are only geared around pushing them around and telling them how to live their lives. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I
you know what
understand.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I think the first thing we really have to do is like let people be part of the fucking solution. Like if you even just like ask somebody, like if you asked a person to be like, what do you think the world should look like? What in the end, what do you think this world should look like? What would be a just world for you? I really feel like most people would have roughly the same goals, I guess.
No, I mean, the government's in the way for a lot of the, betterment that we need to do,
Right, yeah.
But I agree. That's a classic too, where they ask people what they want they ask people what they think the wealth separation is, and then they ask them what they think it should be,
Yeah.
And they always are like, fucking.
But instead, we're supposed to like elect some fucking person, some white person usually, to go somewhere and then have this argument. It all like gets lost in this other thing where that like we've overlaid ideology over kind of everything, and like we're just like, this is where I disagree. This is where we disagree, and that's all that really matters. Because if we disagree here, then we can't agree on anything else. Like, so we're like, you're either liberal or you're fucking conservative, and I can't agree with a conservative,
right,
on anything.
No,
we're the opposite of that.
Yeah,
you know?
they're like a requirement for each other. I hate that shit.
Yeah, like because there are just things like universal
not
healthcare
this.
that I don't think are like. They
Oh, yeah.
are leftist positions, but I can tell you that like most people want universal health care.
Lots of right-wing people are down for it, too.
Yeah. Yeah, most people, I think everybody wants it, and we know we want it. It's the same thing with legal weed. Most people want the legal weed, and they know we want it, and it's so obvious that it needs to get done.
Right.
But we're still waiting for them to roll out their plans and stuff like that. And it's like, why? Why are we waiting for these fucking people?
Yeah, fuck them. For sure.
I hate them, Brett. I hate them.
I know you do.
I
know you
do. I saw this article today, and it just really grabbed me. Chris Hansen, the former host of NBC's To Catch a Predator, has been accused of bouncing a check for nearly $13,000 to pay for marketing materials he received from a local vendor in Connecticut. I tell you, man, if somebody wants to write you a check, I think it's going to bounce. Like, I'm pretty fucking sure that's not going through.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
A check is usually just a promise to pay.
That's how I feel too, man. I write my rent before that money's in the account every single month on that check.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, please don't cash it today. Put it in at 5:30, and then the money will be in the account the next day.
Mine started doing the fucking take a picture thing. So it's like immediate. Like I put it in the mailbox, and then it's like go out of my account. And I'm like, oh, shit.
See, mine only does
I
checks.
want it a day.
I do Minions checks. But like Chris Hansen, 59, was charged Monday after allegedly writing a bad check to pay for marketing materials, which included 355 ceramic mugs, 288 T-shirts, and 650 vinyl decals.
Uh-oh. So, what? So he spent his bank account. He
does. Well, I bet he wasn't getting
Hansen
paid
wagon.
that
What
much.
is he doing?
I bet
Answering questions?
He wasn't like the big feature of that show.
Dude, he was. Because he came out off Sly like he was a vampire and shit. Like he would just slide in.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm Chris Hansen.
Have a seat.
Have a seat.
They always say have a seat and like make him sit down. I'm like, what were you thinking?
He kind of was the star. Right?
He was pretty good. He did it. I
Chris
cannot have a Chris Hansen
now he's out there writing bad
impersonation
checks
at all.
Now he's out there writing.
We all write bad checks. I mean, give him a second chance. Take his ass to court, and then give him a second chance. Though I mean, sometimes they bounce. It happens, and you got moving shit around. It's not like an instant swipe or anything.
I know that's why
it's
this
like
guy
there's
should
always
have taken
shit
the check.
moving around. There's like processing days and times. There's ACHs. There's debits. There's different things.
the amount I know about cash moving around is like you sound like a CEO, but it's just because you have to know it too.
Oh yeah, I know all the policies on this shit. But yeah, I mean, probably didn't want to be humble about it and just be like, hey, can I give you a post-dated check? He was like, no, I got $13,000. Hell yeah, I'm Chris Hansen.
The vendor told police that Hansen agreed to pay for his marketing materials before the items were delivered, but 3 months after Hansen received the bill for the marketing materials, a check for the full amount, $12,998.05, was sent to the vendor by an employee working for Hansen on behalf of Hansen News, LLC. But police said that check bounced.
Is he selling those mugs or just handing them out?
I don't know. Do you think people would buy them?
Well, I'm wondering. What I'm thinking is like if he was like, I'm going to sell the shit out of these mugs. You know, $25 a mug. I'm only in for $10 each. Like Hansen's on a come up.
And Hansen's not on a come up though.
No, and then he's like, nobody wants to buy his mugs. He's like, but I paid $13,000 for all these mugs.
Right. Hansen's not really I can't imagine that he's like thinking he's gonna be like on the rides. I don't think he thinks that the fucking roller coaster is gonna take off anymore.
I think he can get his shit crowdfunded, man. People love that show.
I know. That show is so bad though. Like in the end, it's like the way that it convinced people that there were always strangers out to get their children.
That's true.
Was a little bit like harmful, I think, for the whole world.
That's true. You know right? I mean? It was a negative. You're right.
Yeah.
There was never any moments where they like, you know, put a hand on your shoulder and said like, well, you know, we kind of whipped these people up into a frenzy. You know, we set a trap for them.
Yeah. We're working really hard to get. I mean, we worked real hard. Like the guys that went there, I don't have like sympathy for or whatever.
No, not at all.
I'm just saying like. Now, like every parent's convinced that any man that's in the general vicinity of their teenage daughter wants to have sex with her. And that's like, I don't think that's true either. They made it look like it happened a lot, you know?
Yeah, I think, I know what you mean. That's something we have to bust through because it is harmful. Because it is scary to be a guy and be around kids, you know.
I know. You don't even want to talk to them. You're like,
be around a 14-year-old. I'm like, I can't be around you at all.
You're like, I might as well not even fucking talk to you.
Yeah.
Because who knows what your parents think? I mean, now you can't talk to them like they're fucking humans because their parents are crazy. All the parents, every guy that walked through.
They're also 25-year-old guys are creeps though at the same time. So.
Hansen apologized to the vendor, offering to pay his bill in 4 partial payments. Now, that's why I got this, because Hansen's he's a true Brian Quinby out there, where he's like, okay, all right,
sure,
all right.
No, I don't have 13,000. I do have 3,000. I can give you right now, and a promise to pay that for the next 4 months, I'll give you 3,000.
How many times have you done that?
Oh, all the time.
How many times have you done
I always
that?
feel like, I'm like, guys, no, skip over. I'm going to go to the budget plan. Just skip this. Like, whatever your first offer is, I can't do the first offer. They're always like, you can do this in one payment of $13,000. I'm like, no, we already tried that.
Yeah.
No, we already tried the first way.
Yeah.
Now you got to split it up. Nice and small.
Sir, I just have to say it. I just have to suggest
That's what they always do. Whenever I'm always like, there's like, sir, just had to mention it. I get what you're saying. I feel your vibe.
Been to this rodeo 1,000 times.
Yeah, we're going to get there. We're going to keep playing the game. We're going to keep rolling the dice. We're going to get you 9 payments, you know?
That's me on my gas bill every time.
Oh, yeah. When I would always negotiate that, I think they maxed out at 6. It was the electric or the gas.
Gas does 9, electric does 6.
Yeah, and it was like, always like, oh, God, that's a lot, though. I mean, I need like 12.
Yeah, the gas company will do 9, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. You know, 9 equal payments is easier for me than... You know, the random ass payments you get. I love the whole like because I used to write the check to buy time to figure out the money. I'm like, look, if it fucking bounces, it bounces. We'll deal with that when it happens.
Right. But for now,
we bought some time. Let's see if we can get this money in the account.
We get it in there. before it crosses the fucking end zone, we win.
Yeah, you never know. You never know what come up you can be on.
Maybe-
We got some irons in the fire here. We got some ideas.
Maybe someone just got a hold of a really sweet car we can flip today.
Maybe I can up the payday advance this month.
Yeah.
Maybe I can make it go up one more level. How's that
4
sound?
payments. I like that. Renegotiate the deal. I think that's very wise.
Yeah.
You can always do that.
But just
It's always so obnoxious when you like gave somebody 500 mugs and they're like, I can't pay for those things.
yeah. Yeah. We're doing it in 4 payments. He's gonna one of those payments will bounce too.
The last one's gonna bounce.
Because I remember being in fucking the middle of a 1/9 payment plan and just being
yeah.
like, I can't pay this.
No.
This shit isn't gonna happen. I need to get a few days tacked on to the. I always call them and be like, promise to pay you in 3 days. You
Yeah.
know?
No, I hate it when you get to the 4th month and you bounce it and you're like, can we like redo it then? Can we just start another 6-month plan with the amount that's left? And they're like, no, you have to pay this or you're not going to get electricity anymore.
I know. There's like a bunch of steps to get you.
Oh, yeah, it takes
to
a
keep
while.
your power and your electric. And it's like, if people knew their rights more, they would freak out a little bit less on it. Because I'm like, for me, I don't even really feel like I need to pay this thing until you give me a disconnect notice. This is like, I should get to have this. Like, this
Sure.
should be free. I think,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And then I'm banking on 1 month we seize those power lines and I didn't pay it yet.
Okay.
Boom. I don't have to pay it
And
anymore.
their late fees are always like $1.50.
I know. They don't got no late
Like
fees. But they do
$1.35.
get expensive and they will like really the electric company is like so the cable company is the one you can fuck around the most with. The I'm sorry. Cable company is the least fuck aroundable. The gas
know.
company is the second the electric
cable would
company
always-
is less fuck aroundable.
The cable you could just say you were going to pay and they would turn you back on.
Nah, man.
I did that several
but they didn't
times.
have like enough layers of they'll turn you off in like a second. They do not. They'll just be like, you're turned off. That's it.
I would just call them and be like, I'm going to pay in a week. And I'm like, turn me on until then. And then they would.
I know, but they turned you off anyway. Like the goal is not to get turned off. But I guess you were just like, I don't care if I get turned off. I'll just jump on the phone.
Wow.
Give them
Yeah,
a
I
call.
mean, it's better than the other one where they're like, no, we're not going to give you water.
Yeah. So cable, that one's the one you fuck around lease with. Electric is the second because they know they got you. Like there was this one point, I moved in this apartment, and look, I didn't get an electric bill for like 4 months. Okay, now I knew in my heart of hearts probably that I should have been getting an electric bill.
Supposed to pay that.
But if I didn't get it, it wasn't on my mind all the time thinking like I gotta get my hands on this electric bill. Like
Right,
it's just not something that I'm gonna immediately pop up and think of. I gotta go get my fucking electric bill. So like I was like, I called them and I was like, look guys, you just sent me a $1,000 over $1,000 electric bill. I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to pay this. I wasn't getting the bills. And they were like, well, shouldn't you have called us and asked for bills? And I was like, God damn, that's brutal.
Yeah.
They did like a 6-month payment plan, but like that 6-month payment plan was so expensive.
Yeah, that's pretty
Like I was so
pricey.
fucked for 6 months. And they were just like, you should ask for a bill. I don't know what your fucking problem is. You know,
Yeah, grow
you should
up.
have asked me for a bill. We don't just give this shit away for free,
Right.
That's what I think.
That's funny.
And
They got your ass.
they did. They fucking got me. They were like, we're not giving you anything for free. Like, we're definitely, like,
Don't get it twisted. We weren't hooking you up because you're cool.
yeah. Somebody in the chat said, remember writing checks at Taco Bell. And,
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'll tell you a weirder place, and this was just even in the past like 15 years. You used to be able to write a check at the Meijer gas station. Like you could get gas on a fucking check. Imagine, I'm so glad I wasn't able to get gas on a fucking check when I was like in my heyday because I would have owed every gas station in the world bounce check fees. That's for sure. Gas is just one of those things you need to get. And checks are good for that. Forget
Yeah.
those things.
Checks are great for that.
Yeah, checks work real well. I used to so yeah, the gas company's usually fairly easy to deal with. And I also think that the the electric company can be, because they have so many restrictions on them. So there's your list of
Right, we're Columbus,
from
Ohio.
hardest to, well, I think everybody's is roughly the same in that department.
I don't know.
You don't think everybody's bills are roughly the same?
No, man, we don't know what life is like in LA, man.
No,
Like you
but
said
I mean
earlier.
their electric bill is probably almost like ours. You know?
Sure. Evil cretins that went to suck all of our money away.
Yeah. Cretins.
Yeah,
I do like that he's out there bouncing checks.
I
though.
do. Yeah, I mean,
Trying to make that sound bad. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to make Chris, like the worst thing he did was the show, you know?
right.
Now he's just doing bad stuff. Well, I think we're gonna, I think we did an hour here,
Did we?
and I feel
You want
like
to get out of here?
my head is completely full of snot.
Okay.
I was gonna do a story about people's boyfriend getting red pilled.
Okay.
Maybe we'll save that
Okay.
for a little later.
We can do that
And
later this week. We're going to be debuting a new version of the call-in show possibly this Sunday. The plan is to get started at 9 p.m. Eastern time. There's going to be a new phone number as well. Going to distribute that information through Patreon, Google, Facebook, Twitter, all the normal means. But that's going to be happening. I bear with us. It might be a weird night, but we are getting back to our regular scheduled program. In March, we're going to be going to Texas. That's our next live show. In April, we're going to do the Northeast. We're planning on making the drive from New York up to Boston. So lots of live show happening. We had good success in the West Coast, so we're going to try to keep doing them as much as we can. I'm going to try to get it planned out further ahead of time because, 2 weeks is not the best,
yeah,
for
we got time
putting
this
shows
time.
together. We got some time, so
We're in a spot now.
I will get on that. If you want Gumball shirts, we do have a bunch left. We're out of smalls in the Injury to Gumballs and Injury to All shirt. But if you head to store.streetfightradio.com, you can get Gumball shirts still. They're available. The Lonnie Tunes shirts are ordered and they are on the way. So those will be coming soon. Also, I'm going to put those tour posters in the store.streetfightradio.com, so you can get those as well. Thanks for tuning in the show, supporting what we do. If you want more, we just did an episode of Street Shark Tank where we saw some pretty fucking horrible ideas and apps. You can get access to that on our
That
video.
fucking app was so garbage.
Yeah.
I've never seen such a bad idea.
It's a
That's
dating app where you have like a business card that you can hand to people and they use an activation code to access your personal page. It was very weird.
It's such a ripoff to.
But
So
that
a bad idea.
$5 level video, you can find that on our Patreon, patreon.com/streetfightradio. I got a live video of the LA show. I've got some old Midwest video. I found somebody, I think that I can just put it in their hands and get it turned into something good. We'll see, but there's lots of video on the way and lots of neat stuff in the shoot. More Street Fight Radio happening later this week. Peace. I don't know why I said that like that.